Hi everybody, hi Tamar.
Hello.
Today we're gonna talk about Asshai. So Itamar, what do we know about Asshai?
When you look at the map of the known world, that we like to call it Planetos,
Trademark?
no,
No?
no. It's located on the most eastern part of the known world,
Okay.
beneath or next to a mountain range, a huge mountain range. That's why it's called, I think, Asshai by the shadow, because when the sun goes up in the east, the mountains do a shadow on the
Do a
city.
shadow? They do the shadow?
They do the shadow. It's the shadow dance. The truth is that we don't know much about Asshai. We don't have a point of view character that is walking there. So we are exposed mostly to the exports. Melisandre is one export.
Right.
And Quaith also appears in Dany's dreams
Right.
with a mask.
Right.
And
The shadow binders, they are we don't know exactly what
Yeah.
they do, the shadow binders, but we are told shadow binders of Asshai.
Yeah.
And it seems the Red God in many ways like has a stronghold in Asshai. Maybe he started over there, we don't know.
Yeah, but most likely I think that it started from there because there is a hint, I think, by Melisandre that says like shadow is the product of the Lord of Light because he makes the shadow dance.
What about the dragon eggs?
The dragon eggs, I think when Illyrio Mopatis gives Daenerys the eggs, he says they come from Asshai. And there are a lot of myth or theories that maybe there are still unhatched dragon eggs still in Asshai,
So
waiting
maybe-
to be hatched.
Maybe the dragons themselves are originally from Asshai.
Yeah, could be, because the dragons were native to the Valyrian mountain range, that maybe the dragons as a creature is a mountain dweller, and because Asshai is next to this huge mountain range,
Right,
I think
okay.
maybe the biggest in the world, so maybe that's like the birthplace, the original birthplace of this
Okay.
creature. But it's all speculation. When we think about Asshai, we think about magic, about shadow binders, about spices, about exotic
yeah,
things,
mysterious.
mysterious. Under the shadow, it's also like a metaphor. It's like
Right.
it's hidden. It's
Right.
beneath the shadow. We don't know
Right.
much about it. I just thought about it. And since we don't know much about Asshai, basically we don't know nothing about Asshai except stories, so we fill in the gaps.
So we as readers of the story, we read the story through the people of Westeros, and even when we're in Essos, it's Westerosi centric, like Eurocentric. Like the story is told through the eyes of the Westerosi culture and point of view. So in contrast to Westeros, which is not magical at all, then the Far East, we see it as this magical other place
Yeah.
that is in contrast to our mundane Westerosi life.
If we go back to the Middle Ages, the tales that they told about the East, about the Orient, you know, the Marco Polo stories, and all these travelers' stories, Benjamin Metudela. It's like the Orient was like this magical place, unknown place. You know, the spices came from there,
Right.
fakirs and
Right,
these
right.
religious sages.
Right.
And it's far away, and they are different there. You know,
Right.
they're a little black, they're shorter, they're not African. It's something different.
You talk about the Orient and you talk about the East. What is the difference between the East and the Orient?
You mean like something culturally which is Eastern, Oriental.
Right.
And of course, you have this very influential book by Edward Said. It's called Orientalism.
Okay, so what is Orientalism?
It's like the way the Westerners described the Eastern culture from the point of view of Westerners,
Right.
with this, let's say, superiority
Right.
feeling that the East is like, it's old, it's passive, it's stuck, like it's stagnant. It's not, the progress is not
Right.
something
Not,
part of the
not rational.
less rational, more feminine, you know.
Right.
But the West is like this active, like more masculine, active, progressive, etc., etc. Especially in the 19th century, when they started, like the world became more global with the British dominance
And they got
mainly.
and they conquered everything.
And they called it everything, and then they tried like to explain the natives more or less,
Right.
something about the culture, which is in contrast to the Western culture.
Right. So basically, this ideology of Orientalism is rooted in something very human. that when you go to some place that is very different than your own place, then you look at it, it seems mysterious because you don't know everything, and you learn new things, and you go over there and say, did you see that? Did you see that? And Orientalism basically is a derogatory term, like of being condescending, but you could say that, I don't know, Americans, if you, I don't know, try to imagine someone French, then you imagine a guy with a beret and like a striped shirt and a baguette.
It's like we imagine Americans, we imagine them like this Rambo figure with a lot of muscles, that's saving the world.
Really?
Or fat and stupid from Ricky Lake. So we can say that everything that we know about Asshai, or the way we imagine Asshai, it's orientalistic in some sense. We, as Westerners, both know or felt this orientalistic experience when we first landed in India.
Right.
And India is so different from the West that at least for the first month, it took me a month at least, everything is categorized as a contrast to what I know, like the traffic is chaos. Right. The streets are
with
dirty. Monkeys and cows, and people, with a mustache. What the fuck, People with a mustache. We don't have like here in Israel.
Also geographically, I don't know, the shape of Asshai, not the city, but like there's like something that is a little bit similar to the subcontinent or sub-Indian continent.
Yeah, and when I read about Asshai, like when Asshai appeared in the books, I, for some reason, imagined Varanasi all the time.
Why?
It's one of the cities on the banks of the Holy Ganges, one of the holiest rivers in India, and they burn bodies there.
Right.
Publicly. It says if you burn your body in Varanasi, it breaks this cycle of
or advances you whatever to a better.
To a better.
And also, they believe that Ganges is like water is holy and it's not dirty, even though there is sewage over there.
A crazy place. I remember the first time I was there, I sat for hours just sitting, watching bodies get burned.
Also, like in the streets, the cobblestones, everything, I don't know, hectic.
And the cows there are huge, humongous cows. It's a very special place, very spiritual place. Every day there is this religious ceremony on the river.
I remember when I just landed in India, like I took a taxi to the north, and then on the road you see like a truck with no roof. And then you see a truck with no body, just like the person sitting with a steering wheel, and you say, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Then you see like 5 people on a motorcycle, and how do they do it? Must be magic.
And also, you can go to Goa and sit there and drinking a pineapple shake and watching the most beautiful sunset in the world, and you see a cow.
Right, on the beach.
And you ask yourself, what the fuck?
I've never seen a cow on the beach. I remember before I went there, like a lot of Israelis went to India, so I asked them, why do so many people love India?
And what did they tell you?
And they had like this kind of like their eyes it's like welled up, and they're like, India, wow, India. And everything that they said did not explain. I said, okay.
And they tell you, if you want to know,
you have to go.
You have to go there, yeah.
And then you go there, and then you understand,
and
the
first
you can't
month you say,
explain it.
this shit, but after 2 weeks or month, you will say, I get it.
Okay, so this is a great setup for this video's bold prediction. Cue bold prediction. So what do you think we'll learn about Asshai in the remaining part of the story? Because there is this prophecy or whatever, something that Quaith told Daenerys from Asshai. She said, you have to go west before you go east. So that's maybe like a clue.
You have to go east before you go west.
That's what I said. And some people assume.
Daenerys assumes.
That she has to go to Asshai.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think we'll see Asshai?
I think he said in one interview that he made that he doesn't plan to expose us to Asshai with a point of view, but maybe like in flashbacks and stuff like that. I think Asshai, we won't be introduced to Asshai. And I think first you go east and then you go west. I'm not sure it's about Asshai.
Why do you think, like, we've seen Bravos and we've seen the Dothraki, we've seen Slaver's Bay, so why not Asshai?
I don't know, it's too far.
And we've seen Karth also.
Yeah, I don't know, it's too far. And I don't think it's so...
If only she could fly.
Right. I don't think it's that important to the story, but could be. But maybe Asshai needs to stay mysterious, because the minute we have a point of view there, then we see all the hustlers and the sewage. and all the, yeah, so it becomes like a real city.
Okay, so I have a different bold prediction. I have a bold prediction that, okay, I think she will go to the east all the way around and will get to Westeros from the west. And her Dothraki horde will go west and get to Westeros from the east.
Yeah, I like your prediction
Bold
better.
prediction. I think she will maybe fly above Asshai or get there a little bit, because I agree. I don't think that he can break the spell about Asshai. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't see it like from the narrative
Yeah,
standpoint.
and why ruin it? You know, why ruin it?
Right.
Let's us still imagine Asshai as this magic place in the Orient that dragon came from, whatever.
Whatever. Okay. So if you have a different bold prediction about Asshai, mention in the comments. If you don't have a different bold prediction about Asshai, mention in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, of course, click like. And in the description, there is a link to our Patreon page. And if you enjoy what we do and you want to help us make this channel sustainable and make as many videos as we can for as long as we can,
That we could go to India for the fourth time
know that we can shoot more videos.
and go to India.
No.
कोयल सी तेरी बोली सूरत है कितनी भोली नैन तेरे गजरारे होठ तेरे अंगारे तुझे देख के दिल मेरा खोने लगा
बातों में तेरी सरगम छन 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 मन को